Electoral in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. As we saw what happened in June 12th, and everything that has happened so far, judiciary had never been. And I say this here. Democracy is in danger. When judiciary shows sign of weakness, collapse, or irrelevance, the only reason why we fought the military, talking about the importance of judiciary here, is because there was no parliament. The people have no say. Otherwise, there was an executive, there was judiciary. The only arm that was missing was parliament. And that was why we wanted democracy. How do you explain that a National Assembly that don't carry out public hearing across the geopolitical zone and the people spoke? Look at what has happened. The Falcon no longer listen to the Falconer. This is what Professor, one of your own, John Frisk, referred to as semiotic democracy. There's a gulf between what the people want and what had been given. So judiciary is the greatest challenge. My constituency, they have failed. With respect to that, I must say this because I have all the records. I have all the record of failures. When it comes to election, judiciary have not done well. In fact, the Nigerian people now see my constituency as a veritable, conspiracy against them, because they have never given effect to it. Look at what they have done with primary. Today, nobody should think about any primary in Nigeria because Supreme Court struck down the practice direction that was issued in line with Section 29 of the Act. Today, no primary in Nigeria. So, the way forward is for the judiciary to stand tall and mighty in defense of due process, because what we are saying now is not what is the.
So we are waiting for judiciary to stand up to do blah 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 blah. That means just forget it. You get that now? Like, this is what I said the other day when people were protesting. I said, if you come to think of it, right, they can see all the protests, all the demand, all the argument and all of that against and support. They are seeing them. So the thing is that they don't give a damn, because they know very, very sure, right, that it is what they give to you that you are going to be talking about. It is not what you are demanding for. And that's what is going on right now. They've passed it. Despite the public uproar, they've passed it. They've signed it into law. So everybody is now talking about what is the way forward now? What are we going to do now? There is nothing you're going to do. You are going to subject, once you participate in that charade, you've subjected yourself to that rule. You can't go to the judiciary later and say, judiciary, now we observed these things back then and we protested. Say, well, you have to wait till 2031 again, like a script. These guys were there screaming in their own chamber. But before I go to that, let me hear from Rufai.
But on this, you are correct. Now, let me hit you hard, President Tinubu. This is an aberration to democracy. A president signed a bill in less than 24 hours. Did he go through the Attorney General? Did they read it? What bill did they even sign? You see, these are the questions, and that's why I'm sorry, we have a good as dead opposition in this country. If we had an opposition that is thriving, by this morning, they should be the one running around filing court cases. I think this opposition should go and even learn how to do opposition from the APC, because they don't look ready and organized to me. Who looked at the bill? Who vetted the bill? Did the president himself read the bill that he signed into law? Or they just rushed it for him? And that's why I knew this was going to happen. That's why I was daring you yesterday that if he does this, I will dance Kelewu. Have they gone through the prideful process? What did they harmonize? What is even in the bill as we speak today? What was signed? Because this is the same country, Ayo, that we've had discrepancies between what was signed and what was gazetted. Till today, the National Assembly, this same rubber stamp National Assembly, cannot account for the tax bill. They set up a committee since December. It's only if the committee will bring out their report tomorrow as regards the contradiction of what was gazetted or not gazetted. That's when we will know. The National Assembly is not serious. They are not serious. I don't consider them as serious. I don't consider them as representing the interests of people. They are rubber stamp. The National Assembly that sings on your mandate, we shall stand. I'm sure they were singing it to President Tinubu. On your mandate, we shall stand. Jagava. Is that on National Assembly? The last time we had National Assembly in recent time, probably maybe under Bukola Saraki. So we have not gone through all of that. Till today, are you sure INEC has even seen what the National Assembly passed? The INEC that is going to use the law. What we should focus on now is to look at the guidelines. What will account for the provisions around having no network? What will warrant an incident form? We don't know all of those things in the guidelines. President Tinubu is talking about glitch. He's talking about trust, talking about transparency in a law that does not account for the people, that does not respect the views of people, that they are calling noise. Isn't that hypocritical? We already know that they are going to be shenanigans in this 2027 election. He's talking about glitch that only happened in the presidential election that favored him, that INEC has not been able to talk about till today. It's not only in the presidential election the technical glitch happened. Did it happen in the Senate and but on the...
No, did not. Rufai. So that was Rufai giving his own closing remark on that subject, but there are more. Because reactions continue to follow. What's going to happen now? How are they going to do it? How are they going to? What is the opposition doing? Like, if you suggest to the opposition to go to court and challenge this law, trust me, you are either just being kicky or you are naive. Because we are talking about Nigeria judiciary now. Judiciary. Abba. So that's going to be something like, forget it. You don't go to that same court and expect that Supreme Court to rule against Tinubu. No. That is how compromised they have openly shown to the ruling party. So anybody telling them to go to court to go and challenge which words? You shut down the country with your other Nigerians who believes that, no, this is not going to work. This is not going to be free and fair. You can't even be more than, you can't be powerful, more powerful than us. In that sense, the people's power. Where every day, every hour that passes, solidify what these guys have done. There's one of them on TV, in that same Arise studio, explaining to us, okay, why what people are asking for is completely impracticable in that Nigeria, where you can send money from every part of Nigeria, right? And you can receive it too, but yet they cannot make your election result electronically available for a reason.
Well, first of all, let's make it clear that the both houses presented the same bill on the floor of the houses, and it both read real time because it was a joint committee that worked on it. And law is never cast in stone. And if you reason why we have amendments maybe almost every 4 years now is because of new information, and because things are changing. We did our own consideration in December. The Senate did theirs in February. A lot of things happened between those few months.
Like what?
Yes, information that some people are trying to make real time now look like you are going to be viewing your results on the screen, and if they don't do it, then there will be crisis. Then, like responsible legislators, they have to do something. Then it's not about Senate versus reps. It's about doing the right thing. And when we saw what they did, when you go, we must go for harmonization when you have differences. And when we met together, and they gave us reason, and we saw it. We saw reasons, and that's why when you are going for harmonization, you must have equal numbers, so that in case both of you want to stand
on your ground, then there will be stalemate.
Right.
You must be able to convince the other side. And by the time we went into discussions, we saw reasons. We saw the way people are protesting. They were not protesting in the interest of Nigeria. They are protesting for personal reasons. Some people know they knew.
Are you talking about the people in the National Assembly or people outside?
Yes, it's different. They might be outside and they might be, some are inside, some are outside.
What is the personal interest for civil society groups that campaign for better democracy, stronger, free and fair elections?
Look, I know, we know ourselves. Not every civil society can talk. Not all of them. Some of them are still looking for image. They want to create image for themselves.
Well,
they're looking for funding.
That is
so look,
definitely
let's
not
be
fair.
very objective. If you cannot come as civil society and ask questions and get answers and behave logically, then I won't consider. I know there are civil societies.
Consultation
you see, in any
with
business,
all those civil society groups, including with INEC, before that decision was taken.
I said we all did the same thing. We never saw any harm in the real time, and that's why I said laws are not cast in stone.
Okay.
So if you feel that something is wrong today, for example, we had to change the 300 days, the 360 days for notice to 300 days, because we felt there had been some agitation about election day falling on during the month of Ramadan.
You sound Lele, I suppose that one. But yeah, that's the argument. Once it lets you know that, if we don't give it to you now, we can do it another time, another 4 years. You get that now? So, but if you insist, that means you are saying that if we don't do what you want, then you are going to burn down the country. They will gaslight you. Yeah, that's their modus operandi. Trust me. But the opposition themselves are pretty much screaming at the top of their own lungs as well, claiming that whatever it's going to take, all the Tinubu's hanky-panky will not work, starting from that day in the National Assembly. Tambua.
Okay. We are statesmen in this country. Don't misrepresent us. Don't. Please. No proviso. What we are saying is that we are disagreeing with the proviso.
Those opposed to the proviso, can you now stand up and raise your hand? Count. I think there are only 3 or 4. Huh? Senator Victor, man.
I'll be glad. I gladly accept your endorsement. I want to tell you, Oshu people, I love you so much. I say I love you so much. 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 I love you. 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 I'll be glad.
So yeah, I have to keep that in, but there's a story behind that. We'll get to it. Okay. So those who screamed like no to proviso are just minority. Since APC controls the majority in the Senate, in the reps, they will always have whatever they want, whatever Tinubu wants, he's going to get. And yeah, they will find a way to explain it directly to you. But Tambua and Co, they have an idea that if Tinubu has perfected things, he shouldn't be worried about electronic transmission in the first place. But if they think this is it, then they can be reminded that this year 2027 election can be rigged. I've heard Obi said that. Atiku have said that too. And I think Amechi sometimes said something like that. But this is the time I heard it from Tambua's mouth towards 2027. Listen to this.
Nobody is going to write any result this time around. Nobody. We are ready and prepared to go through an electoral process that must be free and fair. And any attempt to write any result will be resisted, lawfully and constitutionally. That's why we're still where we are, beginning again, as some of our leaders used to say, begin again. And that's what we are doing in the coalition, trying to really work together as Nigerians and bring everybody on board that is concerned about the unity of this country, its progress and development. And then that's what I see coming out of what we are doing as a coalition and what we are doing as a new political order. Not completely new, because the people are not new, but trying to rebuild the confidences around all of us political leaders and the citizenry, so that the connection may remain between leadership and the rest members of the Nigerian society.
Nobody is going to write a result. We shall see. And there's another one too, Peter Ome, the one who is a close ally to Peter Obi and the Obedient Movement, I believe. Himself also added this with a daily trust.
If Verify decided to join APC now, the case will die. Just like that. The same thing goes to my...
We don't even want the election viewing portal to be a tallying portal. People talk about hacking. You can't hack our election because we are not doing real-time.
You can't hack the election.
No.
Because the results are not online, or what are you saying?
The results are online, but the results are not being computed as in figures 32, 44. No, it is almost in a PDF format that you can't alter after it has been uploaded. You can't. That's why in today, the ones that are written in Obi Akpo and altered is still on the IRF. You can't change it because we are not the one hosting this thing. We are hosting it with Amazon. And one thing you know, that's why we do not believe glitches happen. We believe that this thing was deliberately done from the inside to undermine to undermine the election. And I see it as an overreach of those who manage our electoral system. It's because Amazon will always report anytime there's a downsize on their server. Because we are hosting this thing with somewhere. They will always have a report, a certificate for that glitch. We do not have a certificate for.
So you don't believe there is any need for Plan B when it comes to our election result management?
We have Plan A and Plan B. I told you here now. What our election is Plan A and Plan B.
No, I'm talking about in terms of transmitting the election result. So when you say compulsory, for instance, you're saying there is no way it could fail.
No. When you say mandatory, is that there's already a Plan A now, which is from EC8A. So if it fails, you come back to Form EC8A. We're just...
Well, isn't that what you have with the current act?
No. What they have in the current electoral act is that a non-system failure, they are expecting the system to fail. It is a law.
Which is a logical conclusion, isn't it?
I'm telling you, it's not logical. What we should have is that mandatory transmission. Nothing else, nothing more. That mandatory transmission, because the beavers work both offline and online, is enough for us to secure our mandate and secure the mandate of the people.
What do you think is left now for Nigerians who are disappointed, dissatisfied with the entire process? I mean, surely the majority has had its way, the minority is having its say. What's left? I mean, if this is what we have to go with now, how do you see this whole thing playing out then?
I'm begging Nigerian citizens, don't be disengaged from the process. Don't give up. Democracy is a process. It's not a one-night war thing. You follow it until you defeat the system. You defeated the system in 2023. Clearly, the system was defeated. You guess what you find out result in Lagos were clear. Since 1999, they were defeated in Lagos by Labour Party. They were defeated in Port Harcourt. They were defeated in Abuja. So the people can do it. What the people need to do is that, they have brazenly disrespected us. They have shown that our voice don't matter. Can we mobilize on election day and stop being indifferent to vote counting? We cast our vote
and also secure that vote and make sure the vote counts, the people are in the majority. I say it anytime. I was at the polling unit in my local government in 2023. The security agency couldn't do anything because we mobilized heavily and were there. Yes, they virtually rigged the election because we couldn't get in. But a statement was made. And because some of us did not know that those people will go that extreme. So today we know they will go extreme like what they did in 2023. So we should be prepared for the extreme measures of protecting our vote and defending it, like they said.